And let's bring in ABC News national security and defense analyst Mick Mulroy for more on this. Mick, Poland's president says there is, quote, absolutely no indication that this was a Russian attack. So how do they go about confirming that now?
So, Diane, likely this is a review of intelligence. We capture radar from incoming missiles. That's how they track them and shoot them down. And that is captured to be able to be looked at later. So I think that's where a lot of the information that President Biden and NATO leadership have been referring to, and knowing that it did not actually, the point of origin wasn't in Russia. So that's how they conduct this assessment, and it looks like that's the direction that we're going, that this was likely a Ukrainian air missile defense system that went array because they were trying to shoot down, quite frankly, a near continuous amount of missiles that are being shot by Russia into the Ukrainian population.
Now, U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin delivered remarks at the Pentagon this morning saying, quote, we will continue to work closely with our ally Poland and others to gather more information, and we'll continue to consult closely with our NATO allies and our valued partners. So what are you watching for in this investigation?
So I think it's important to point out that this shows that there is a real investigation, that nobody reacted too quickly, and that's important, especially on a dynamic battlefield like this. If we were to go off in a direction that proved later to be false, that would be potentially catastrophic, because if we thought this was an intentional act by Russia, that could trigger Article 5 of NATO, in which we essentially will go to their defense. So the assessment is incredibly important. If it shows that this was not an intentional act by Russia, that is very important. Now, as pointed out by Tom, this is not in a vacuum. So this would not have occurred if it wasn't for the unlawful, unprovoked attack by Russia on Ukraine. That's the ultimate cause of these mistakes. But it's still in the early phases, and I think it's important to hear what the assessment actually comes back and says.
And Mick, who makes the ultimate call on an international response like invoking NATO's Article 5?
So this is something they already started, I think, down the road of Article 4, which is a consultation, which could lead to Article 5. But this is done by all NATO members. Certainly the leadership, where they look at intelligence normally provided by the member states, including the United States, and they come to their own determination of what happened and if any further steps need to be taken. And those steps could be diplomatic, economic, or military. But it does not look like we're going that direction. This certainly was tragic for the individuals that were affected and killed by this in Poland. But I think right now the good news, if we can find any in this, is it doesn't look like it's going to escalate beyond this.
We'll take the good news where we can find it. Mick Mulroy, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.